Celebrities often face tense moments during interviews, especially when questions cross personal boundaries or come off as rude. In these cases, stars have had to stand up for themselves in front of millions, sometimes creating memorable viral moments. Jonah Hill has also faced harsh treatment in interviews, especially regarding his weight. In one incident, a host bluntly asked, "Are you the fat guy in Hollywood still?" Hill responded, "Do you have any other questions that are smart?" Showing clear frustration, Hill still managed to remain composed, despite the interviewer continuing with insensitive remarks.
Are you the fat guy in Hollywood still? Or is everybody like look at you and they're like, oh wow, this is great, now you're healthy?
Do you have any other questions that are smart?
In a tense interview, Piers Morgan challenges Kanye West on his recent controversial statements, asking if he has any regrets. Kanye, unwavering, responds that he doesn't regret anything and won't apologize for speaking his truth. Piers, frustrated, presses further, pointing out the harm Kanye's words have caused. Kanye dismisses this, saying people get hurt every day, and he's not here to play it safe, but to break boundaries. As Piers pushes for accountability, Kanye coolly asserts that his priority is freedom of speech and refuses to apologize just to make others feel better, intensifying the tension between them.
You have accepted that, right?
Have you accepted that you've put no effort into understanding how I got there?
I don't think, honestly,
10 years from now,
honestly, I don't think there is any...
You're going to apologize to me about this interview.
I'm not.
You're going to apologize to me about this interview within the next 10 years.
Michael B. Jordan had a personal confrontation when a reporter reminded him that they attended school together, referring to him as the corny kid. Jordan didn't hold back, calling her out, leading to an awkward exchange where she attempted to backtrack. The situation worsened when his Creed 3 co-star Jonathan Majors joined the interview, making it even more uncomfortable.
Corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure.
During a press conference, a reporter asked Rihanna about her relationship with Ashton Kutcher, to which she responded calmly but firmly. She expressed disappointment with the question, stating, "Wow, how disappointing was that question? I'm happy and single, if that's what you're really asking." Rihanna swiftly redirected the conversation back to her work, making it clear that her personal life was not up for discussion.
Wow, how disappointing was that question?
Should we move on to another one?
Absolutely.
I think there was a question. We've got to move on. I think
I'm
there's a question.
happy and I'm single, if that's what you're really asking.
Gordon Ramsay's fiery temper was on full display when a reporter attempted to ambush him with complaints about a well-done steak served at one of his restaurants. Ramsay critiqued the question, explaining how overcooking a steak ruins its flavor, and bluntly told the journalist, "It's a bit of a stupid question."
A little bit stupid, come on.
But it shouldn't be served up in the...
Jim Carrey had an odd encounter at New York Fashion Week in 2017 when he responded to a reporter's questions with existential musings. Carrey dismissed the event as meaningless, stating he didn't believe in personalities or even the reality of their conversation. This bizarre interview made waves as fans tried to make sense of his unexpected behavior.
And here I am.
They're
I mean, you gotta admit, it's completely meaningless.
Tom Hardy is known for his cool demeanor, but in 2015, when an interviewer inquired about his sexuality, Hardy's agitation was apparent. The actor calmly asked, "What on earth are you on about?" When the interviewer pushed further, Hardy ended the exchange with a firm, "Thank you."
Thank you. Okay.
Another time, Hardy silenced an interviewer who asked why a movie had so many female characters, to which he replied, "Not for 1 minute did he question it." Dakota Johnson gave Ellen DeGeneres one of her most uncomfortable moments on air when Ellen claimed she wasn't invited to Johnson's birthday party. Johnson quickly corrected her, saying, "Actually, no, Ellen, you were invited." This led to a tense back and forth, with Ellen being visibly flustered as Johnson stood her ground.
Wasn't invited. Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited.
Christina Hendricks, star of Mad Men, similarly took issue with comments about her body. When asked what it felt like to be an inspiration as a full-figured woman, Hendricks was visibly uncomfortable. After the interviewer repeated the question, Hendricks shut it down by saying, "You just said it again." Similarly, Tom Cruise faced a boundary-pushing interviewer who pried into his then recent divorce from Nicole Kidman. When asked, "Was Nicole the love of your life?" Cruz tried to brush it off, stating they had shared children. When the interviewer pressed further about their co-parenting relationship, Cruz's tone shifted, saying, "Peter, you're stepping over a line. Put your manners back in."
Questions that people want to know.
Peter, you want to know. Take responsibility for what you want to know. Don't say what other people. This is a conversation that I'm having with you right now.
You're right.
Similarly, Robert Downey Jr. shut down a tense interview with British journalist Krishnan Guru Murthy. The reporter ambushed Downey with questions about his political views and personal life. Clearly irritated, Downey said, "What are we doing?" before walking out of the interview, later calling the journalist a bottom feeder.
Sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions. That's...
Bye.
Tarantino had a heated exchange during a press tour when asked if violence in films could inspire real-world violence. Tarantino refused to entertain the question, responding, "I'm not your slave, and you're not my master." He made it clear that he would not dance to the reporter's tune.
Question.
Why?
Because I refuse your question. I'm not your slave and you're not my master. You can't make me dance to your tune. I'm not a monkey.
Megan Fox has often faced objectification during interviews, and in one instance, a reporter's attempts to flirt were met with Fox's sharp wit. After the reporter remarked that, "Every man is in love with you," Fox responded, "You're a silly man," clearly uncomfortable with his advances. Sandra Bullock, too, dealt with inappropriate comments from Today Show host Matt Lauer, who brought up her nude scene in The Proposal. Bullock quickly shut him down after his repeated references to the scene, with Lauer later facing sexual misconduct allegations.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you naked.
Were you able to sleep afterwards? Why are you looking down?
It's now my screensaver.
One such incident involved Matthew McConaughey in a heated exchange with Joy Behar on The View. When Behar interrupted him to insult his close friend, tennis champion Novak Djokovic, McConaughey didn't hide his frustration, which only worsened when Behar probed into his political aspirations. Behar asked, "Do you think you can get elected in Texas being anti-gun?" McConaughey responded, "To give you a direct statement right there is playing a game I'm not interested in." His irritation became clear as the conversation continued.
That if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is me playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
to give you a direct statement right there.
Joaquin Phoenix, known for his reserved nature in interviews, grew tired of repetitive questions during the press tour for Joker. When asked yet again about how he prepared for the role, Phoenix cut the interviewer off, calling the question old news before giving a sarcastic response.
Congratulations, over here.
Have you guys been here all night sitting in here?
Yes.
Is it all right or is it awful? Are you bored? Like, do they bring you food? Do you have drinks? Like...
Anne Hathaway also had her fair share of dealing with rude questions, especially during her press tour for The Dark Knight Rises. When repeatedly asked about her fitness regimen to fit into the Catwoman suit, Hathaway grew frustrated and sarcastically asked, "Are you trying to fit into a cat suit?"
How do you fit into that suit?
It takes three of us.
Johnson, Ellen DeGeneres, and Jim Carrey may have provided awkward yet unforgettable interview moments. But Michael B. Jordan's confrontation with his former classmate and Megan Fox's sharp rejection of a flirtatious reporter showcased the difficult situations celebrities often face in the public eye. Celebrities face constant scrutiny, and interviews often become a space where boundaries are pushed, leading to tense or awkward exchanges. Whether it's prying questions about personal lives, body shaming, or attempts to delve into sensitive topics, stars are often left with no choice but to assert their limits. For example, Jonah Hill has repeatedly had to confront interviewers who focus on his weight rather than his accomplishments. He skillfully navigates these situations, responding with class but making it clear that such questions are inappropriate. Similarly, Christina Hendricks, constantly faced with questions about her body, has had to set firm boundaries when interviewers fixate on her figure rather than her talents. Instances like these emphasize that while some interviewers may be trying to create a memorable moment or viral clip, they often disregard the dignity of the celebrity. The pressure to maintain poise is immense, yet stars like Matthew McConaughey, Tom Hardy and Anne Hathaway have shown how effective it can be to firmly but calmly push back. Ultimately, these encounters highlight the thin line between curiosity and intrusion. Celebrities often reveal their grace under pressure, showing that even in the face of public questioning, they can remain assertive, protecting their privacy and standing up for themselves with integrity. If this video was entertaining, please like and subscribe the channel. Check out more cool entertainment videos at Mapogo Media Connect.